Alright, what's going on, guys? Here, this is XBuzzerman, and today I got for you episode 3 of Desktop Side Chats, and today is a big topic. Now, this has been very talked about, the PS4 and the Xbox 720. Now, we don't know the exact name for the Xbox, or we don't know the exact specs, but we know quite a bit of information about the PS4, and we like to talk to you guys about what we think about it, and will this be a good console compared to these last consoles? Because these last consoles were pretty good. I mean, you had some pretty groundbreaking graphics like Battlefield 3 and stuff like that, and I imagine most of these will. So I'm here with Dude, and he'll be covering the Xbox 720 side, or the rumored side, and I will be covering the PS4. So you can introduce yourself and just say hey.
Hey, I'm Dude. I do stuff on this channel sometimes.
Yeah, he mostly does his commentating or stuff on my channel right now, just for the fact that he doesn't have a recording system.
Nor a computer to myself.
By the way, if you guys were wondering, the gameplay in the background, it is by Nemesis COD. Go check them out. I have the links in the description, and they get some really good sniper gameplay. As you see, he's going ham with this XPR right now on the map Standoff. And he's one of the better snipers I've seen. So if you guys want to go check him out, he always posts some good gameplay. But back onto the subject at hand, the PS4 and the Xbox 720. We're going to first go off with the real specs of the PS4 and the rumored specs of the Xbox. Now, most of these specs are pretty much true. We're going to start off with the processor for the PS4. And it's supposed to have a 1.84 gig. I don't know the actual gigahertz. My bad, I wasn't looking. But it has a 8-core AMD Jaguar processor. Now, I don't know if you want to call that good or bad, because 8 cores, you don't see that too often in PC gaming. You mostly see a good 4-core Intel processor. Now, I know they don't do that many Intel, but usually the better is. But you don't need 8 cores to do processing for games. But, you know, maybe they're planning on doing like multi-threading devices or something like that. I know a lot about this. I just bought a computer, and I know you don't really need 8 cores, and I'm thinking maybe they're kind of skimping out on performance just for having that name 8 core out there, and I don't know about that. So you can go on with the Xbox and see what they are rumored to have.
They're going to also have an 8-core 1.6 gigahertz processor. So yeah, it doesn't seem like they really need the 8-core. I'm in IT tech at our school. It really just doesn't seem like that's necessary. They could have toned that down some, but maybe they have something planned for it that'll be huge and it'll blow our minds.
Maybe they're planning on making like so where you can do a lot of multi things, like, you know, like doing one thing or one other. And I heard there's actually like streaming and stuff. So not too impressed on the processors right now, but hopefully they can blow our minds. So I guess you can go in with your specs of the next spec you have.
The Xbox 720 is rumored to have 8 gigs of RAM,
which is pretty average. Right now, pretty much a $700 PC usually, or pretty much every PC that games usually has 8 gigabytes, and it's GDDR5, and that's the newest and latest. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's the newest span of memory. I'm not sure if it's like 1666 or something like that, but if it's anything above 1333, it should be just fine. Games don't really necessarily need too much RAM. That's a really false advertisement people are thinking. They always think you got to have more RAM to actually power your system, but that's kind of not the case. You should be off good with 4.
Yeah, you don't need it. I mean, with Microsoft's recommendations that they do on their computers, it's really just the minimum of what it needs to run said game. And the only reason you would ever want to go completely overboard and get loads of RAM would be if you're trying to run something incredibly complex for some computers, like Amnesia's horrible on some.
Yeah, just something like that. So we'll get on to the next thing here, and we're going to go with the optical drives with both things. Now the PS4, they're gonna keep it real, and they're gonna go with the DVD drive, and they're gonna go with their Blu-ray. So you're still gonna have the benefit of the Blu-ray. And the thing with the Xbox is, I already know they don't have Blu-ray. So if you're looking for a Blu-ray player, that's Sony's claim to fame, kind of, is their Blu-ray player. So that's a minor thing for some people, but that's a major thing for the others. So we'll go on to the...
Right now, it says the rumor is that the Xbox 720 is going to have a 50 gig 6X Blu-ray.
They are?
With it. Yeah, that's the rumor.
Okay, I don't know about that rumor, but...
that's one of them.
Maybe. So we're going to go with our... like the ports, your internal and external ports.
Nice.
We're gonna have USB 3s on these things. We're gonna have HDMI. We're gonna have optical. So if you guys are using your Tritons or your Astros, they will still work perfectly fine on these new consoles. You're gonna have analog. So if you still are playing on a non-HD TV, you're gonna be good to go still. So onto the Xbox. I don't know if you have that statistic yet. If they have
No, they haven't released the USBs yet.
They probably have USB 3. We're going to assume that. It's kind of the new thing. It's really fast and it's really nice.
It's amazing.
For the communication, we're going to have PS3s bumping theirs up to clear, and they're going to also improve their Bluetooth. So not every Bluetooth can do anything good, I know. I don't want to get into the Bluetooth, but I guess we'll get on to the next thing. And the biggest thing right now, the absolute biggest thing that will determine if this console can last for multiple years is its GPU, or its graphics card. And it's supposed to have the Radeon 7900 series. That is freaking amazing if they can do that, because that thing is the top of the market right now. I have a 780 series, and that was $200. So if they can keep a 79 series, they can keep that for the next 2 years and still be pretty good when it comes to making games and improving on their graphics. So I don't think they rumored. I'm pretty sure they're going to be partnered with NVIDIA, which is Xbox, but what's their supposed...
800 megahertz is all that it really says.
So yeah, I wish we could do this later, but I want to be one of the first people to give you the information on what we think is the best console. So
I think it's going to be a close one.
I think it's going to be a close one, but there's another feature that the PS4 has, and they're improving their controller. They're doing LCD touchscreens on their controller. That can be pretty good. And the controller is going to look weird, and people are not going to like it at first, but I think a lot of people are going to end up liking it. It's going to be a thing. People don't like change, so they're not going to like it. The hardcore gamers probably aren't, but the guys who are open-minded probably will. We'll probably see something from Xbox. They're controller-based, and hopefully it'll be just as good as the PS4. I'm not a PS4 fanboy. I'm just kind of like leaning towards them right now because I like what they're doing.
Yeah.
Next thing I see is they're actually increasing their streaming abilities. So you can actually start streaming your games. So if you're planning on buying a Elgato or Roxy or something, I might consider holding off, because you might see something like a feature on the PS3 or something come along and take that away, and you'll be able to do it just by playing the game. So I guess we'll talk about what we think will be the better console when it comes out. You can start off with this.
Okay, so Xbox has this kind of... it seems like a kind of bully technique that they use, where PlayStation comes out with their stuff first, and then Xbox comes out with it later, and tries their best to top it because they already know the PlayStation's information, which I get that strategy. I mean, it's a good business strategy, but the rumor going around is that the Xbox 720 will be revealed sometime in April, which is great, although I doubt either of these are going to be released until
holiday 2013. That's what they're saying.
The very end of the year. I doubt they're gonna move that up at all. It's gonna be close. We'd probably need to see more on the Xbox to see what all they're going to do innovation-wise. But right now, I am looking at the PlayStation more.
Yeah, but of course, they're the first ones to come out, and I think that's a good marketing strategy to get out there first, because everyone's going to start pre-ordering these things, and it's going to be a lot nicer. But I'm going to start leaning towards the PS4, because Xbox had their reign this year, and they've been kind of like the dominators of the market, because what happened was PS3 came out with such an expensive price. If you remember it, I think it was upwards of $600 or even lower $700 when they came out, and that was just ridiculous. So all the kids, or the little kids, bought the Xboxes, and now they're playing Call of Duty on there, and everyone started buying it, and it started being like word of mouth, like, hey, what do you got, Xbox or PS3? And more or less people had Xbox because it was cheaper. So I think if PS3 comes out with, or PS4, my bad, PS4 comes out with a decent price, then more people will probably end up buying these, because they have free network, and I hope that doesn't go away. I'm not a PS4 fanboy, but I kind of like the direction they're going in right now.
Yeah, about the whole streaming thing. If they increase it to more user-friendly, like internet-wise, that would be amazing. The streaming is a great idea.
That's a great idea. I like what they're doing. And that's all we probably have for you today. We'll probably be back with another part. We'll see you next time. Later, guys. Bye.